So, one thing I always did when I was a jungler was before, like in loading screen, is when the
Yeah.
game starts.
Yeah.
Well, it starts in champion select, but so in loading screen when I was a jungler, I'd kind of break apart every matchup and I'd see like which lanes are gonna be in what situation. So you'd
Okay.
compare top lane. Darius has wave pressure over Shyvana,
Yeah.
who has Airy for some reason. Uh, Early game, if you can kite the Yi, you can kill him, but if he gets the jump on you, he probably kills you.
Yeah.
Um, Zoe has poke advantage, but not wave clear advantage on Yasuo. And your bot lane has kill pressure, except for the fact that there's Janna there.
Yeah.
And ganking Janna can be really hard, but she does have Ignite, so there is no exhaust bottom. And then you also want to kind of think about what your first path is going to be and how you're going to path.
Yeah.
So whether or not you want to start at the top side of your jungle or start at the bot side. And usually your jungle start is either A, dependent on your champion, or B, it's dependent on the enemy's champion, the enemy's
Yeah.
jungler.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you start bottom here, which,
Uh, yeah. I do in this game. Normally, Kindred wants to start red,
yep.
but I'm pretty sure in this game I go blue, Gromp, Scuttle, and then because you can go blue, Gromp, Scuttle, and then take two minions worth of wave lane XP and get hit your level 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty. I've been trying to gank mid off that, but I'm not sure if I do it in this game.
All right. The only thing, having that as an option is fine, but uh, level 3 ganks on Kindred are pretty good, but I know you play a lot of Jacks too, and
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't have to force early ganks because your champions that you're playing scale like pretty damn hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just in general.
The thing I found with Kindred though is if you fall behind, because her like early gangs like level 2, level 3 are really really strong. I found because she has her slow and she has the gap closer and Q with a low cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
Her mid game is just really 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 bad. Like her late game is awesome, but her like mid game is not like levels like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 really isn't strong until you get like 2 3 items.
It really depends on stacking as well. If you get lucky with marks and
Yeah, yeah,
completing early ganks, which is why playing a champion like this, you're gonna see a lot of coin flip games where it's like, well, you just got RNG fucked all game with your mark roll or like shit like that.
yeah,
Um, and mid game, the way she doesn't deal as much damage as other junglers in general, and she kind of has like an awkward play style of like an 80 carry who also has this like AoE invulnerable ult.
yeah,
So her mid game is weaker than a lot of the junglers right now, but it really depends on how many marks you end up getting.
for sure. Yeah. And I've been testing out both Conqueror and Lethal Tempo. Like a lot of the top Kindred players, like almost always go Conqueror,
Mm-hmm.
but early game it's really not very good. And Lethal Tempo is a lot stronger, especially if you're going on hit. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if Kindred players still take PTA, but I know they were taking PTA a lot before
Yeah,
Conqueror came out.
watching a bunch of videos, like PTA is strong, but it's really, really, really weak in team fights. Like PTA is the best early game one,
Mm-hmm.
and like up to level 6, but after that is pretty useless.
Yeah, it helps with your 1v1ing, which
For sure.
definitely you have good single target damage on Kindred, even though your Q is AoE. Just between your wolf and your E, the way it works, it's fucking
Yep.
disgusting. Never level an ability in Fountain.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, just a habit you might want to work on breaking.
I don't normally do it with Jax, but with Kindred, like her W, you they're just the only situation you'd ever want to level a different ability is if you're like you have to run away and you level up Q.
Well, exactly. I mean, if this was
Yeah.
a different game comp and they had like more like pick at level 1, if this was like a Braum, Morg, Blitz, Thresh, having Q would probably be better, even though it slows your first clear down a little bit and you don't stay as healthy. It's better than giving up first blood at 1 minute, so.
Yeah.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
You're red. I really don't like this client bug anymore. Taurus not actually gonna let me lock onto your champion.
It doesn't?
Huh? Actually. Fuck. Couldn't think of the role. Or the word, not the role. Alright, now we're left on you.
Alright.
So, this is fine. This would be a really late invade that you're calling for.
Chase to your heart's content.
Oh, maybe this was.
Alright. It's cheesy, but it works, so.
Yeah.
Hey man. Sometimes cheese is the way to do it.
I'd almost always try and go for an especially my elo. It's so easy. It's like
I have a question for you.
Yeah?
So, you just got like a ton of help from your team, right? And you get
Yeah.
this free buff. So the second this happens, what's your mindset? Like, what's your next objective?
I think here I was gonna go for Krugs and take that as well. But honestly, I was kind of in the mindset of just clearing jungle as fast as possible and denying as many resources from the enemy jungle. But Yasuo looks like a really free yank. Now I'm looking at it. So
Yeah, he could be if you could level E and you might be able to burn a summoner. It's just something to look out for. Cheese level 2 ganking on junglers I don't really recommend as a way to like hard improve as a jungler, but it can get you an early lead where early game jungle is really strong right now.
yeah.
So as long as you know you get this huge advantage, and I'm getting echo back from your mic.
Sorry?
I'm hearing myself in your mic.
Oh crap! Sorry. Yeah, I've got speakers. That should be better.
Okay. Just if it's there, it might be better to take it than to not take it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, worst comes to worst, you take this buff. You don't burn anything. You waste a little bit of time, but your clear was delayed because it's an invade. So you'll be able to go to either crab from there, and you have prio bottom, and you won't have prio top. It Yi is off the map, and if he comes, he's level 1.
Yeah, and I have red buff to contest anyway, so
Yeah.
guarantees first mark basically.
Mm-hmm. Now you're hoping that this mark spawns bottom crab, and it doesn't, which isn't your fault, just because the actual thing is RNG, but. I probably wouldn't have wasted my time clearing these.
Yeah, I should have left it at the 2 so it doesn't respawn.
Well, no, it'll still respawn. They'll decay eventually, but there's just not enough gold worth the time that you're spending here.
I thought that the Krugs don't respawn if you leave 2. If you leave 2 small Krugs, I thought that was the way it works.
What, 2 of the medium Krugs?
Yeah, sorry, 2 of the medium Krugs, yeah.
I think since you killed the original medium Krug, it will respawn, but I'm not 100% on that, so.
Okay.
So, going for this gank is fine. He has no shield, but Zoe has no sleep. She does have stun, and this guy has Dark Harvest for some reason. The only thing is, you saw Yi topside. You've denied 2 camps bot side. I would have cleared this, and then went into your top side.
Okay.
Because you deny a 3rd camp from him, and if you're forcing him to take camps from your top side, your team 89% of the time will have prio on helping you kill him and keeping him farther behind.
Okay.
But this isn't a terrible play just because obviously he has no wards. Going around him is smart.
Chase to your heart's content.
Nice. Yeah, here I would have went right into your red side because you last saw you top. And if you wanted to, you're pretty much giving him the option to do this for free by going back into your bottom side.
So my rationale here, I think, was that I already had red buff and that Kindred's mana is really sketchy heading over there. So if I did go over, I probably would have only been able to get the buff, or would have been able to get the buff and then had a really slow Krugs clear. And also, I think was pretty scared of Yi's dueling potential, because I'm pretty sure Yi could have cleared my buff before I got there, and so that means he's level 3 and he probably can kill me. And honestly, on my elo, like, I have no faith in any of my other teammates to come heal and help out.
So I see what you mean, but I mean, you don't have to. So you come in here, I'd ward like right here, or I'd use Scrying Orb to see if you can see him in his top side, or you can use it and send it through your top side and see if he's there. I'd just drop your W and I'd kite. I wouldn't even Q spam your buff, because you don't have to worry about clearing these camps efficiently. Because your normal, so I'm sure you know this, the second camp you clear after your main buff will spawn around 430 depending on how fast you clear it. But you cleared his camp first. So you don't have to rush clear these as fast as possible as long as you clear them efficiently. Or effectively, and not like just hard focus on farming, because hard focusing on farming as a jungler is really bad no matter what champion you're playing. I think having that worry is fine, but you have Scrying Orb and you have ward to worry about. Your ward's not up yet, but it almost is. It's just, it's a little bit higher risk, but its reward is greater. And because if you're not contesting your own jungle, then everything you did bottom doesn't matter besides the first blood.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been like pretty scared of the like contesting them in my jungle a lot of the time, because I've gotten burned by that so many times. And also, like, I'd rather focus, like, I'd never really seen a Shyvana top before, so I was like, okay, well, I'd rather focus on our bot lane and get them ahead and set up a vertical jungle. But yeah, no, it definitely makes sense to contest now that you're mentioning it.
So I agree, the Shyvana top is troll, alright? This isn't, especially with Ares, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't see Shyvana a lot at all. She's not like super meta, but if you're a Shyvana one trick, I've seen people destroy with it. More so in the jungle than the top side. But playing for bottom is fine, and the only thing is that Jen is here. But here's the thing, so if you kill this, you instantly walk, you clear red, you don't have to full clear this section of the map. I'd do this, I'd come here, I'd clear your blue buff, and then if you want to look for a gank bottom, you have it, and you have all this walking time here for a mana regen. And as long as you're not spamming abilities, your mana should be fine for EWQ, and then just your autos. Especially because this wave is slow pushing into them, so, I mean, it depends how fast they clear it, but
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that.
This isn't a terrible play. It's just like if you want to play for bot side, you're now ending your clear at the top side of the map. Your kiting camps isn't too bad. The one thing I'll say when you're kiting camps,
Yeah.
something that you might have heard before or maybe not, when you're kiting, you want it to end closer to your next movement. So you were kiting
Yeah.
up here at first, and then you started kiting down
Yeah.
instead of kiting up this way towards your next camp. If you were kiting down
And
because you wanted to contest this mark, that's fine, but
Usually I'm a lot better on jacks with the kiting because like I don't have to dodge stuff. But I picked up Kindred relatively recently.
Mhm.
Like I'm like 15 ranked games on her I think right now,
Mhm.
and I after spamming her a bunch of normals. And Grom is specifically because I want to stay in the W area so it doesn't fizzle out, but also like the way the wall is positioned is kind of weird. So I don't really know how to kite that very effectively yet. And I'm still like watching videos and learning how to do that.
yeah, just I mean, every jungler will kite camps differently depending on them. I mean, you have junglers that you don't even need to kite the camps, but um, it resets your auto attack timer. It pulls it towards your next movement. I mean, in theory, this one camp you save maybe 1 to 2 seconds, but if you do it on this camp and this camp and this camp and this camp and this camp, your clear is 10 seconds more efficient already, and you save a lot of time. Not like a huge deal, it's something more minor, but it'll save you time in the long run.
Yeah, like I do it with the wolves camps. So
Yeah, it's a bit forced, but I mean, you don't waste too much just because you clear your whole top side and that's it. Oh,
yeah, it's like getting used to the.
it happens. I've had camps reset on me all the time. So on Kindred, it's a little harder to do this, but what you might want to try focusing on, maybe more when you're playing Jax, when you're clearing camps,
Yeah.
just going over and clicking on the lanes, or even just hitting tabs and seeing items. I don't know if you do this because I don't have control of your camera when we do it in client, but
Yeah.
it's a good habit as a jungler. I don't know if you do it or not, but
I do it. I do it quite a bit. Yeah.
it's harder on Kindred because kiting camps
No,
is
like
important. but-
on Kindred it's really difficult. Like on Kindred I just check the map, but on Jax, yeah, for sure.
Did you notice this?
I don't think I did in this game. No, I think that's something that really messed me up.
It's just general map awareness. I struggle with it too, don't worry.
Yeah, especially on Kindred, it's really difficult because I have to like right now I'm focusing so much on like actually doing the cams and doing them.
hmm So another thing that you can do when you come out of base is hitting tab and seeing where your lanes are at. So you see Zoe is somehow down 15 CS to... What the fuck? Okay. Your bot lane's pretty even. Your Janna has no support, or the enemy Janna has no support item. And besides your one gank off mid, you haven't really gotten anything early, so you don't have a mark. Also, this ward is pretty troll.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So the only time this war would
remember what I
be
was thinking.
the only time this war would be good is if he's been constantly invading you and you clear this and then you leave it and you go do this. But
I honestly have no idea what I was thinking there. Yeah, pretty sure.
yeah. Also, you used your smite up here on the Gromp to speed up your recall a little bit, but it doesn't really matter because it's better to have the smite charge than saving the 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at balancing that because like some games I just like won't use smite on camps at all except in like first clear, and other games I'll just use it on cooldown, and I did still like have a hard time kind of knowing how to use it.
Well, especially if you're going to be going challenging smite, it's really important to try and always have a smite charge up, especially on Kindred, because your marks are in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, the challenging smite thing as well I'm not so good at yet because on Jax I almost always go blue
Chilling.
smite, like,
Yeah.
chilling smite, so I always use it when they're running away to slow them, and like the timing of the smite is not so good for me yet.
Yeah, it'll be a click in your head, but once it clicks, you'll notice. Another thing is, itemization is really, really important, especially in lower elo. And I understand wanting the attack speed here, but every single damage set on their team is AD.
Yep.
Even though Vayne, Conquer Darius, normally he'd have Conquer or like Lethal Tempo, but they all do AD, and Tabbies might have been better this game.
Yeah, a lot of like almost all the streamers and YouTubers I watch for Kindred almost always go Berserker's Greaves, so I don't really think about it. And I guess it's
I
definitely...
mean, Berserker Greaves are probably like best, but when you're going into an all auto attack based team comp like this,
for sure,
it might be better to sacrifice that 35% attack speed, even though it kind of slows down your clear. Like it might just be better because you have challenging smite. You'd have challenging smite Tabbies against Yi, and he'd pretty much deal no damage to you.
No, it's definitely right to go Tabbies this game.
Yeah.
I didn't win. Bronze 2, by the way.
You'll get there, dude.
Now, Wolf.
Did you not have E?
I did, but I used it really late.
Yeah, I think if you WQE there, because you can pretty much throw it like instantly. I think you get that kill. You burn.
I 100% do. I burn flash, yeah.
But you burn their stones, which is fine. It leaves you up for a counter gank, but I mean, he has red buff. You have red buff. So even though these camps have been spawned for a while, you just saw you bottom. I would have walked up through mid and went and gotten this.
I don't remember what I do. I probably go back and get me. Oh wait, no, I'm looking for Yasuo. Or yeah, I go get camps. I go get camps. No, I don't remember exactly.
Just being more, you're wasting like a lot of time here. Which if you do it once per game, it's not great, but it's definitely not like the end of the game. But if you do it continuously, you'll notice you'll fall really far behind in CS against the enemy jungler. And also clearing linearly. So when I got coached for jungling, the one thing I was really bad at was I'd fall behind a lot in CS. And one of my main problems was I wasn't clearing efficiently. So if you're able to clear in like a straight line instead of like zigzagging back and forth, you'll save a lot of time because you won't have to walk from here to here all the way back over here, which I don't even think you walked to Grump in this situation. But
yeah, I don't think I did. Yeah, normally what I do is I go like close camp, far camp, or like I'll go clear Krugs, Raptors, and then gank mid, and then I'll just repeatedly do that consistently, and then walk over blue. side
Yeah.
for that, and I try and balance the timer, so I make sure like on each side I like kill each camp consecutively. But on Kindred, I don't know, like it's weird because the marks also throw something into it, and I have to kind of prioritize that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so good.
I think your priority on ganking mid is like your tunnel vision for ganking is probably something else, because you've probably wasted like almost 30 seconds just kind of like sitting in this general area, and now you went wolves and then you went back to Gromp.
Yeah. No, this game was actually in Champion Select. I got into that mindset because I was talking and the Zoe was like, "Hey, I'm really good at Zoe. Come gank mid." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, the Yasuo has Dark Harvest. It's gonna be free." So I was really focused on getting that because I thought it would be really easy. But
Well,
I
you should
wasn't.
notice that if your Zoe was so good on Zoe, she should have more than 27 farm. Especially when she got first blood and you killed Yasuo at level 3 or level 4.
Yeah, I noticed that like 9 missioning it, I almost never check. Like I'll check my enemy jungler, but not laners.
Well, you're a babysitter for every lane. She shouldn't need any more attention, considering you got her 2 kills. She should be a good enough player if she's that good at Zoe to create leads on her own after getting 700 free gold. And now you should be focusing on getting a lead for yourself. And this is what I mean. So you went up, you did wolves, then you came down and did Gromp. Sorry,
Yeah.
I have the hiccups. And now you're gonna have to walk all the way back up here to clear your next camp, and you most likely lost your mark on crabs. We know that because it's gone here, but you don't know that in game necessarily.
No, like I don't know. I guess the past couple games I just had really bad clear patterns.
And clearing in low elo, so I mean, I'm sure you've watched the videos where it's like 9 ways to get out of X elo.
Yeah.
And it's and almost always it's CSing and getting your CS up.
Yeah.
But in the jungle, I mean, it's more prevalent than as a laner, because you almost always have the option to solo kill your laner. And I mean, if you're in XP range for CS, it's fine, like even if you're not necessarily getting the gold, but you can't get XP from your jungle without killing the camps. So
Yeah.
playing for yourself and just being efficient in your clear is like super important. I'll try and find you a video about pathing, and hopefully it helps a little bit. But just try and keep in mind like clearing in a straight line and not doing like wolves to Gromp to Krugs to Raptors back to your blue buff. Like just understanding timers and roughly when everything spawns. You'll create like large CS leads, which will lead to XP leads, which will
For sure. I think like just the past couple games in ranks, I've been a little tilted and haven't really focused at all. I haven't been able to focus all on the CSing. Or
So this is like a really bad start because your bot lane's shoved under turret. You did burn Yasuo's flash, but you don't know where Yi is on the map, and like your bot lane is stuck under turret right now.
yeah, so here, I think I chose this because I saw my mark topside, and I'm like, okay, well, Yi's probably gonna go for that. And also, I've just kind of really gotten used to people being bad, and especially enemies, and not heading over to stop or to contest this kind of thing. So like we get this pretty much for free.
So that's a fine mindset. It's just you'll get used to trying to taking these gambles and relying in, and it's not so much calculated based off of vision. It's calculated off you think that the enemies are bad, and that's why you can get away with it. which
Yeah,
is
and
fine.
it's a pretty bad mindset to get into for.
Yeah, you just got to make sure it doesn't, um, like overtake who you are.
So I messed up the jump, and then I just decided to head backwards. Oh wait, no.
This is a yikes. Not terrible. He flashed out of your ult too. It's not your fault.
Chase to your heart's content.
Not a terrible recall. Except for you canceled it for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing.
So right here, I should have stopped this earlier.
None are.
I would have went right to your Krugs, and I would have pathed down.
Yeah.
So Krugs, red, Raptors, Wolves, blue, Gromp. You can clear your whole jungle, and even though your mark is top, maybe I would have went bottom first actually, and pathed up, and then looked for Crab or maybe even Herald, because your Q is really good at clearing Herald.
I'll definitely start doing that, because like that. Honestly, I haven't really thought about that. Thought about it like that, so I'll start doing that in the future.
It was something that like the second the guy who worked with me told me that, I was like, holy shit, and my CS like went up like 30 CS at 15 minutes in terms of jungle XP.
That's great.
Like if you really focus on it, it'll really change your game.
I'll definitely do that. Thanks.
If you would have saw your map, you would have seen you bottom, and you could have came in and gotten a free mark.
Yeah.
And then this probably still would have been free.
Yeah, I should have done that. I might have gone afterwards.
Now.
See, going after is fine, but it's more risky because you see him off the map, and even though you saw him walk back, or you assume that he walks back into his top side, he could have no camps, or he walks back into his bot side, he could have no camps and be instantly pathing up.
Yeah.
So going for Herald is fine. It's still really good early, and it's not like a bad play by you. It's just better if this is free. If you go instantly and then this is 90%, it's a better play than taking this for free and then this being a 50%. Especially because you're playing Kindred and this has your mark and you're 2 away from the power spike.
Turret plating will soon fall.
And it looked like you were going to go in and contest that if you didn't see, if this didn't get pinged, and you probably would have died. But this is good because there's plates here, and it's pre-14 even though it might fall before it actually gets the charge. Oh no, you're good.
Chase to your heart's content.
That was a good play. E cast again.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that, but he does.
You're lucky he dies.
Yeah.
Your E is what makes your ganks actually possible on Kindred.
Yeah.
So this is another thing. I'm guessing you have money for an item. I'm guessing you're gonna back and finish your jungle item and probably something else. But you've put yourself in a really fucking bad spot in terms of your next clear. Because you have one camp top, one camp bottom. And then your next 2 camps to spawn are gonna be one camp bot side and one camp top side. And
Yeah.
you're gonna kind of screw up your clear for a while until it basic resets. So you're not like low or have a chance of dying. This is probably gone no matter what you do. I would have just walked up, cleared this, and then recalled.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely would have been good.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
What? Wow, okay. I don't know where you're going. You're gonna end up zigzag pathing again. Because your raptors should be coming up somewhat soon.
Yeah, I don't notice this.
E.
Yeah. No, that was bad. yeah, we can just ask. Let's get with that. Yeah.
Okay. So there's like a lot here. One, you're in
Yeah.
E range right now. 100%.
Yeah. Looking over this is like one of those videos that everyone laughs at, where it's like, haha, bro, Iron 4 gang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using your E for Kindred ganks is super, super important. And also, like, once he flashes, unless Shyvana tanks, Shyvana has already postured that she wants nothing to do with this. And you end up baiting her into this too.
Yeah.
You should have just burnt the flash and then walked back into your top side. Jesus Christ. Everybody's overstaying. Alright.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Killing spree. Red team's turret has been destroyed.
There we go. That was an E.
Yeah. Your E also does a shit ton of damage once you proc it.
Red team's turret
Because it does, it's pretty much an execute because it does missing health damage.
All right. Okay, next rank game, I'm definitely gonna focus on using my E.
Also, no, we'll save that actually.
What was it? What was it?
Nothing yet. It's a clear thing you can do on Kindred, but it's not crazy enough to make it worth bringing up. I don't want to give too much information because it'll delay your climb. You report Bard to that? What the fuck? Alright.
Oh jeez. Man, watching myself play is just so terrible.
No, you're fine. That's actually not like the worst play you could have done. You're posturing yourself in case they go in, which is fine. You have to watch like staying too long, because then it seems like you want the play to happen, and then your team will force, and that's how throws happen. I would have walked up and cleared this while you're sieging. Just because you don't, if you're not going to auto the turret, you're not really doing anything. Deciding to go for dragon isn't terrible, except for the fact that you're really reliant on having marks and you have two.
I decided to just go in because we have a lot of people, and I was gonna drag it out, but the Bard started running.
No, you don't have to drag it out. The only time you really have to worry about dragging it out if you know they're trying to contest it and steal it over the wall.
I thought that's what they were gonna do.
You had Shyvana and you have a lot of vision in their bot side, so if they go for it, you should see them. I don't know why you keep placing a pink ward there. Yeah. Report Shyvana too, apparently. You're actually making the right play here.
I think I get a turret off this.
Yep, this is actually a good play.
Shut down.
You're equaling the map in terms of a triangle here. So you've given yourself like 7% pressure in their bot side because there's no turret to worry about. And you're setting it up to push, so someone has to answer the wave eventually.
I think we die here though. Yeah.
Yeah, you're over diving again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an overdive. You don't have to force that hard. After I got the first one and I shoved the first wave, I would have recalled because like your whole jungle is sitting.
Yeah.
What the fuck is... Don't let your mid laner take your red buff. Especially on Kindred.
I definitely think that.
Like, if your mid laner wants your blue buff, fine. If your mid laner... Yeah, you're on Kindred. The red buff is super fucking strong on you. I would have just Q-eat them.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna bait.
Play. Oh wow.
Yeah, that Bardo just killed us so bad.
guess this answers my question on how you lose to Dark Harvest, Yasuo. Not saying it's your fault, but...
Blue team has slain Baron Nashor. Blue team has slain the dragon. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I would have fucking left if she stole that. That was a long ass Darius. Holy shit. So the reason I'm fast forwarding through this is because coaching macro is pretty pointless at this elo.
Yeah.
A lot of the big changes that I'm going to recommend to you is a lot of pathing based and stuff like that.
What?
What?
Like what? Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I thought you meant stuff like that as like based off the play that just happens.
Stuff related to pathing and ganking and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, I kind of can tell at this point that the game's over.
Inhibitor has been destroyed. Blue team has slain the dragon.
Now, go.
I'm guessing they get Baron again. They win a team fight in the end, right?
Blue team has slain Baron Nashor.
All life is temporary.
What the fuck is that? Teleported?
They did not teleport. It was probably just a spectator bug.
Yeah, I know. You know, you boosted the KDA. You have a positive KDA, so you won the game at heart.
I know. Was this the game where I had the highest KDA on my... Yeah.
Yeah, you have the most kill participation, the least amount of deaths. So in all honesty, it wasn't horrible. Like, you're not like a terrible player who's never gonna get out of bronze 3. It's not that I don't, or aren't you bronze 2 now?
I just ranked up and I'm at like 80 the past 2 days.
Yeah, I think you'll get out of it. I think obviously there's plenty of things you can fix. I'm gonna put them in the chat in Discord and I'll pin them so they're there.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, so I'll go over you with them. Just in general.
Yeah, and my Jax play is a lot better than my Kindred play. I think that was like...
Your Kindred play wasn't terrible. You just need to start, like, the biggest thing I'll say is you need to use your E more when you gank because of the slow and the execute-like damage.
For sure.
So... Pathing in a straight line, don't zigzag. We went over that a lot. It's just trying to keep your path as concentric and not wasting time walking back and forth.
Alright, yeah.
Wasting time, posturing, spell. Wasting time posturing for a gank, so I don't remember, or I don't know if you remember it. There was a time where you were just kind of like sitting around here, and Zoe was like probably calling for a gank or something.
Yeah.
And then you went up and you did wolves, and you came back, and then you missed your hop over here. Like,
Yeah.
and then there was a
that.
time early.
After I wasted 35 seconds or something.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple times where you postured and positioned, which if you do it for like 5 seconds, it's fine. But when you really start to wait it out, you're hard flipping the coin on whether or not it's worth. Because even if you wait 35 seconds here and you actually get it, like depending on what you give for it and what E gets off of it, or whatever enemy jungler you're playing against gets off of it, it can make the play not worth because you might actually be falling behind.
Yeah.
Could
you like play a normal game with me or something right now, and just like, so I can see if I can implement some of this stuff.
Yeah, we can. Another thing is not over ganking. Like Zoe had 2 kills, and then you kept posturing mid.
Yeah.
Which there's a difference between playing to keep someone down and then just playing because you think it's like a free kill or whatever. Because in that game you said you were relying on your Zoe being good. You got them a lead, and like when you wait around for those ganks, you're making it so you're falling behind yourself, and when you could be clearing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think also like I was just pretty good to my team that whole game because they were really bad and kept on dying. So it's just mental stuff.
Your E slows.
Yeah.
And it does percent missing health damage. It's really, really strong for ganks. That's pretty much the only thing I'd go over for Kindred. Like, again, your Kindred play didn't seem terrible. Your positioning in fights was a little off. Some of them you were just too far forward. But you wouldn't have had to have been that close if you had more marks. So maybe we'll play around mark smarter. And what I mean by that is that was supposed to be put. I'm really glad I can fucking type. So putting yourself in a place to gain advantages is just using your champion and playing for yourself a little bit more rather than playing for your team. So you went and you got Herald, which, I mean, was fine. You were able to get 2 plates off of it, which was good. Actually, you might have gotten 3. I don't actually remember. But you probably could have done both if you just went and gotten the mark.
Yeah.
And then...
But in that scenario, wouldn't I have been late for the Herald placing it for the plates though? If I had gotten
you wouldn't have gotten the plates, but you're sacrificing 180 gold for putting yourself closer to actually having a real champion to play. It's kind of like playing Kayn in Kindred, where you're not really a champion until you get 4 stacks, just like Kayn's not really a champion until you get your form.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll prioritize Mark Settlemore.
And then basic map awareness and ward placements. Just
So when I do by control wards, like I know to ward Pixel, but I find it hard to balance because a lot of the time I either place wards where they never do anything, or I'll place wards too aggressively, and it's just feeding my enemies 75 gold.
Well, you feed your enemy 30 gold. I mean, it's 100 gold swing, and in theory, because you spend 75 and they get 30. But if you place a ward here that never gets vision, it's worse for you than placing the ward here, getting vision, and then clearing it, or placing the ward here. So good jungle wards for you that you don't have to like super overextend for. Fuck, dude, there's something in my eye. Fuck. Is like right here along red side's topside river. If you can get one here, it's good. Just basic uh river wards. If you can get one here, like if you can get a ward, and then obviously the map is mirrored. So if you can get a ward in this bush, or in this bush, uh, this bush, and then you can even just hold your pink ward, and then if you want to gank mid, you can place the pink ward here, and then you know if he has vision of this side. If he doesn't, then you can actually posture in and come for a gank.
That's actually what I've been doing a lot more recently. Last couple games, I've been placing. Maybe I probably should have got you to watch some more recent games. Because that game was. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, no, like I've been using my ghetto sleepers when when the sleeper's off cooldown and I really want to gank.
Yeah, and then like even if like just placing wards in your own side, unless you've been getting like hard invaded the whole game or you're super far behind, like I think you spend 3 wards in total on your blue ward or on your blue bush ward, and I think only one of them was when you were actually like starting to lose your jungle.
Yeah.
And you replaced one of your other pink wards on the map. So you replaced a pink ward that had a chance of getting vision with a pink ward that will almost get no vision until you start losing the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
I mean, that's about it. I mean, again, I don't think you're like destined to be stuck in bronze. Like, I don't see anything that's like makes me think that you don't have a chance. I think just basic fundamentals, like everyone needs improvement on, even me. Like I made an account just so I can go and look at my fucking map while I'm laning. Like there's so much you can improve on in this game. If I had to like highlight which ones I'd want you to focus on, it's the stuff in the general jungle tips, the pathing in a straight line. Don't just stand around and wait for a gank, and then don't just like hard camp a lane because they want you to.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think you'll climb. The more games you put in, the better. I'd stick to Kindred and Jax though.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
If they're champions you like playing. If you were looking for a recommendation on like a strong jungler right now, I'd say Hecarim is really, really strong.
Yeah, I know. Hecarim is my go-to ban.
Yeah, Hecarim, Rek'Sai wouldn't be a bad pick if you want to play Rek'Sai.
I'm just not a huge fan of those characters because I really like the characters that. Because like especially with Jax, like I have some games.
You cut out a little bit there. You like champions who do what?
Who can 1v9? Like in my Jax history, like I have a like 13-3-7 game is Jax, and like a 10-1-6 game is Jax, and it's just really really awesome when even if my teammates really really suck, I can just solo carry.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong, but once you get to a point, like if you understand your champion well enough, you can 1v9 on almost any champion in low elo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously I'm going to tell you, play what you like to play. So if you like playing Jax and you like playing Kindred, then play them. Because if you're not having fun, you're going to stagnate and you're not going to play a lot of games. And then you're not going to actually climb. And then you're not going to actually get better because you're not playing consistently. But I will also recommend that you pick up less mechanical champions in terms of jungle. Something like Kha'Zix is pretty easy. Hecarim isn't super hard. Gragas. Jax is fine. The Kindred is a little harder just because you'll have to learn how to orb walk for team fighting because she's a ranged carry.
Yeah. I played him with a bunch of Kha'Zix. So like I haven't played him in a while because I got really frustrated with the character.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a Kha'Zix game actually in my last 20.
Yeah. Obviously, play what you enjoy. It's a motto that I'll show you. Oh, something that I live very heavily through. If we go to my op.ug, like I play whatever the fuck I want, which is another
Yeah.
reason why I'm not good at the game. It's because one, so I'm a mid laner this season. I played jungle last season. I played support and gangplank the season before. Support and Fiora, and then like I just play whatever, which is like I have 28 champions already played this season. That's fucking disgusting. I had 54 left. Jesus Christ. Like, obviously this isn't good if you want to climb,
Yeah.
but
Hey, you're getting ready for your LC.
yeah, I gotta find which lane I actually can play effectively before I get to LCS, and so far I haven't found it.
Well,
Or which role. I mean, it'll come. So did you wanna play an orb?